So this is one user. Yes. So this user interface contains email text box, button, like that some controls to interact by user. Okay. So these user interfaces you want to create, what are the technologies we are using here? HTML, CSS. Okay. So it is completely designing, not contains any coding. Now, when you come to the second phase, it is coding phase. There we are using coding phase for what? To implement logics. Yes, business logics like that. You want to implement, then we are in this coding phase. In this coding phase, two types of scriptings we are using. One is client side, another one is server side script. Yes. So once again, if you observe website, when you come to the coding part, we are using two types of scripting. The first one is what? Client side script. And second one is server side script. Like that, we have these two types of scriptings. Okay. Yes. Take the first one, client side script, where it executes in browser. Okay. Now here executes in browser. Server side script executes where? In server. One small diagram I will show you for more clarification. For example, this is one website. In this website, this is one page. This page contains both client side as well as server side script. Some X is sending a request to access this page through internet connection. Yes, X sends a request through internet connection to access that page. Now it downloads into this browser. At the time of downloading, what is the client side script? That page contains that script also downloads into the browser and it executes where inside the browser. Okay. The original client side code downloads into the browser. Who is using browser? Client is using browser. Client means here client means the person who is accessing the application. Here who is client? Client means the person who is accessing the application. So that person we can call as client. Yes. In the client system, this code is downloading here. You got it? Yes. So every client is using browser like Internet Explorer. Now it is Microsoft Edge or Mozilla Firefox like that. So this browser executes this code. But server-side code executes in where? Web server. Like that, we have two types of scripts. The first one is what? Client-side script. And the second one is server-side script. Is it clear? Client-side script executes where? In browser. And server-side script executes in web server. Okay? Yes. Now, if you implement any logics by using either JavaScript or next level technologies of JavaScript like React, Angular, etc., all this comes under client-side scripts. Okay? Yes. By using either JavaScript or React or Angular, all these technologies comes under client-side scripting languages. Okay. For example, if you take So the technologies like ASP, JSP, Servlet, Spring, PHP, Node.js, all this comes under server-side scripting languages. This clear? Like that, we have these two types of scripting languages. Now, what is React.js? React.js is a client-side script to execute logics in browser. Okay. Yes. That is the main point of this. Is this clear? Any questions, any doubts you have? Okay. Now, what we can do with the client-side scripts that we will discuss now. So in interviews, they may ask you why we are using the client-side scripts. That question they may ask you in interviews. Yes. Now here, client-side scripts continues. First one to apply dynamic functions on HTML control. What is the point of this? To apply dynamic functionals on the HTML controls. What is this concept? Yes. By default, all HTML controls are static controls. Yes. All HTML controls are static controls. We want to convert them as dynamic controls. Then we are taking the support of this client side scripts. Is it clear? Yes. That is the point of this, to apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls. So one example I will show you, then you will get the clarity. So I'm creating one HTML program to explain the example. Okay. So demo.html. Don't try to understand this code. See the result of this. That's all. Now I want to take one image control. So something like that I've given this. So this is demo.html. So here source is what that mango.jpg. Yes. Yeah. Now in this image, so this is static image. Static means once it is loaded, properties cannot change. So what are the properties I have given for this image? Source is mango.jpg. That is one property. And width also I have given, that is 100 pixels. That is another property. Like that, I have given these two properties here. One is source, another one is width. Is it clear? Yes. What the source? Mango.jpg, and what is width? 100 pixels. Like that, I have given these two properties here. Now the thing is, I want to change the source in this browser. By default, it is not possible through HTML. It is possible only through client-side technologies like JavaScript or React. See, for example, if you observe the websites like, yeah, Flipkart, Now in this Flipkart, see, this is one image which we have. Now if I click on this, move mouse on this image, so now this image control source is changing here, right? Like that. Is it clear? So this is dynamic functionality. These type of dynamic functionality you want to apply on the HTML control, then we are taking the support of this client-side scripting languages. Okay. Yes. For example, in this program, if I click on this image, what the image we have mango that I want to change is all.jpg. Yes. Now here I'm using on click. So 1 second, where is your mouse? Yes. So I'm writing some code now. So don't try to understand this. All dot. It's something that statement don't think now. So if I click on this, now what the image displays or.jpg. So this is the image it is displaying here. Yes. So like that, this dynamic functionalities I want to apply. Then here I given that JavaScript statement, but okay, you can use React or any other in this location. So I will explain you later how to work with this React. Okay. So that's the first point what we discussed here. Okay. So to apply dynamic functions and HTML controls. Second one, to validate input controls. Yes. Input controls validations you want to perform, like username is empty or not, password retype, password matching or not. So these type of validations you want to perform. Then also you take the support of these client-side technologies. So what that to validate input controls. Yes. And next one, to work with Ajax. Yes. You want to work with the Ajax concept. Then also we are taking the support of these client-side scripting languages. Is it clear? Yes. Ajax is very important. Ajax we are using to send a request from browser to server without submit the web page. So generally API services we are calling with the help of Ajax. That I will discuss later. So Ajax completely working based on JavaScript or the next level technologies of JavaScript. Like that. Is it clear? Yes. So to work with this Ajax, then we are taking the support of these things. You got it. So we will discuss how to work with this Ajax and all. So around we are spending 4 to 5 days to discuss the concepts of Ajax. Next one is we execute logics. What are the logics we are implementing with the client-side technologies? Those logics execute where in browser or server? Yes. Those logics execute in. Yes, to execute some logics in browser. Then also we are taking the support of this client-side scripting languages. Like that, these are the main areas where we are using the client-side scripting languages. One is to apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls. Second point is to validate the input controls. Next one is to work with Ajax and to execute logics in browser. Yes. So these are the main areas where we are using these client-side scripting languages. Now, one concept I will show you. Yeah. For example, this is the server and this is browser. Now here one page you are creating. Yes, what that page? EMI calculate. This is the page which we are creating here. What that EMI calculate page. Now user is sending a request to access this. The page is downloaded in the user system. In this page, we have the controls like, yeah. So these are some text boxes. This is the button. What are these text boxes? Yes. So principal, amount, and tenure, like 60 months or 2 months. Like when click on this button, one logic we need to execute. Okay, based on principal, amount, and tenure and rate of interest. That logic you can implement by using either client-side script or server-side script. In case if you use client-side script to implement that logic, where it executes here in the browser, it executes. Yes or no? Where it executes in the browser. 1 second. It executes in the browser. So that's why user can see the result very fast. If you implement this logic in server-side script, then when user click on the button, the request is going to the server. There the code is processing. Okay. So the request is going to the server. There the code is processing in the server. And the response is coming back to the browser. Yes. For this entire process, it takes some time. So for this entire process, it is taking some time. That's why most of the logics in web applications we are implementing using client-side technologies. Is this clear? Yes. What we are using to implement them? Client-side technologies. So that is the main concept of this. Yes. I hope you got the clarity in this pointer. Yes. Any doubts, any questions you have? No. So like that, these are the main 4 areas where we are using this client-side scripting languages. If anybody asking interviews, okay, yes. What is client-side script? Then your answer should be. So client-side script is a web technology we are using to send a request to the server. Sorry, we are using to execute some functionalities in browser. That's the main thing. So this client-side script we are using to build the web applications. So actually, not only client-side script, server-side script is also required, but in companies, UI developers are working with the client-side scripts. And server-side programmers are working with the server-side scripts. So that is the main concept of this. Is it clear? Yes or no? Yes, this is about the concept of client-side and server-side scripting languages. Okay? Yes. Any questions, any doubts you have? Now, come to the history of React.js. Who implemented React.js? Implemented by Jordan Walking. The year to the team members of Facebook. Yes. Jordan work implemented this React JS in the year Yes, am I audible? Hmm?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, just power is gone, so that net is disconnected. I connected with the other net. Okay, so now come to this. Jordan work implemented this React JS in the year 2013 with the other members of Facebook. Okay, actually, he is one of the employees in Facebook Corporation, and he implemented this React JS in the year 2013. What is the behind this implementation? What the reason behind the implementation? Yes, the reason is he wanted to know. Sorry, he wanted to add more features in the chat concept of Facebook. Okay, in Facebook, we have chat concept, right? The chat concept you have to add more features. So for that reason, React.js. Okay, so finally, React.js belongs to Facebook Corporation. Is it clear? Yes. So the basic version is 1.4. Now the current version is 19.2 something. Okay, 19.x getting. So this is the basic introduction of React.js. So it is a client-side script, and we are using to develop the web applications. That is the main point of this. Is it clear? Yes. So this client-side script main advantage is okay execution browser. That's why the performance is very very fast. Now we can ask one question, sir. So we are validating the input controls and executing some logics in browser and applying the dynamic functionalities on HTML controls. Everything we are doing with the client-side script. Then what the purpose of this server-side script? Yes, why we are in the server-side technologies? The doubt you may ask now. Yes, got it. Yeah. So server-side scripts we are using not actually we don't write any server-side coding, but in websites the purpose of server-side script is to work with the okay databases, to connect with the database and to create the tokens like that. In these scenarios, okay, they are using the server-side scripting languages. Is it clear? Yes. To establish the database connectivity, to work with the tokens, etc., etc. There is separate team we have in the companies to work with these server-side scripting languages. Okay, fine. Now, the next question is already we have JavaScript and some other technologies like Angular, etc., etc. Now, what is the main advantage of React JS? Why in companies we are using React.js. Okay. What are the features we have in this React.js? So that is the main question. Yes. So what are the differences between React and Angular? So those features one by one we need to discuss now here. Features of React.js. First one supports data binding. Yes. So React supports data binding, but not JavaScript. Angular also supports data binding. What is data binding, first of all? See, simple concept I will show you. Later, I will discuss the programs, everything. For example, you created one variable, name, serial number, and value is 100. Like that, you created one variable. Is it clear? Yes, variables we are using to store some values. For example, you want to perform any calculations, etc., etc. So then we are taking the support of variables. Like that, here, one variable we have taken. That variable value you want to display on the text box or heading tag or any other input control. Yes. In that point of view, we are executing some logics. Yes. So this logic reads the variable value and displaying the input control like 100 like that. Now later from other location, this variable value is modified. 100 is changed as 200 like that. Yes, that variable value is modified. My question is, without re-execution of this code, okay, will it update here? No. Every time you need to re-execute, then only those updates are coming here. So that 100 will change as 200 like that. Means whenever the variable is modified, every time you need to execute this code. So in a program, not a single variable. We are creating n number of variables, and those variables we are modifying in different locations. So you want to execute these type of logics for all variables, it is very time taking process. That's why data binding concept is introduced in this React Angular. What is data binding? Nothing is there. We are creating a link between the variable and HTML control. That link is identifying the updates of this variable. Those updates it is affecting on the HTML control. Means without execution of any logic. Okay. Without execution of any logic. Those all updates are coming in this variable using this data binding concept. That is the main purpose of this. Okay. Yes. Means as a programmer, you need not worry how to get the modifications of this variable on the HTML. Next one supports many validators. Predefined validators are available in this React.js. No need to write the lengthy logics like what we are writing in JavaScript. Okay, that is one more concept of this. Next one supports single page applications. Yeah, the main point of this implementation, like React and Angular, if you observe here, why this technology got popular. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So here, because of these two reasons, one is single page application. Next one is data binding. What is single page application? A simple diagram I will show you. For example, you are developing one website. In that website, you are creating many pages, home, about us, contact us, like that. Now, some access opened your website. So first you are sharing the home page. After that, based on the hyperlinks like about and contact. So you are showing the remaining pages in the client system, about page and contact page like that. Yes, yeah. So this is the means Every time you are sending use. We can also call it as routing concept. So we are spending around 8 to 9 days with this concept. Okay. What is the main purpose of this concept? So we are creating use the in the router object we are binding all these pages. Home, about us, contact us, like, and use request and loading in the browser. All these pages are going into the system with very beginning request and storing a client application. When client click on this about us, when client click on the content is loading from here, means next time onwards, no need to go to the server. Yes. This is the concept of this. Means it reduces the burden on the server. Okay. So very, very important. Heart of this technologies like both React Angular support the single page application. So we'll discuss this concept. Okay, we are spending around 8 days like that. We are discussing how to work with the routing, means navigations, and how to work with the authentication, authorization. Okay, like that, shopping cart applications, how these applications are working. So all these concepts we're discussing with this. Okay. And that is the main point of this. Support single page applications. Okay. Yes. So just what is that concept idea I'm giving you? Once you start the programming, you will get more clarity. Okay. So after these concepts, these points I will discuss with the point doubts of you. Okay. What messages you send me. So I will discuss those things. Next one, support JSX format. Yeah, this is not available in React. Okay, remember this. Oh, sorry, not available in Angular. Only React JS support the JSX format. JSX full form is JavaScript XML. What the meaning of this? We can combine JavaScript with HTML code. Both codes we can combine. Means you can write the HTML inside the JavaScript. That is the meaning of this. You can write HTML inside the JavaScript. So that is the concept of JSX. Is it clear? Generally, what happens if I write the HTML inside the JavaScript, it gives the error message. But while working with the JSX, okay, you don't get any error in this point of view. Is it clear? So that is the main purpose of JSX. It supports the JSX format. Is it clear? I will show you how to use the JSX and all. Next. Supports virtual DOM. Yes. Right now, I don't discuss anything about this virtual DOM here because you don't know about this DOM and all. If you take React, React is working with physical DOM and Angular. Angular is working with physical DOM. But in React, we have two DOMs, physical DOM as well as virtual DOM. This virtual DOM they introduced to increase the performance of application. How it is increasing, what is DOM exactly, and what is virtual DOM, I will discuss later. So React application is somewhat faster than Angular application because of this virtual DOM. It is clear? React application is somewhat faster than Angular because of this virtual DOM. So this is the main concept of this. It supports what? Virtual DOM here. Yes. So don't think about this virtual DOM now. Later I will discuss. Next. I told you React.js we are using to implement the web applications. If you take the support of native, yes, we can use to implement mobile apps. Means not only websites, even mobile apps also you can implement. So that time we are taking the support of React Native. In web application development point of view, for designing HTML we are using, for coding client side coding React. In mobile application point of view, for designing the mobile skins native and coding is React coding. So that too, it is cross mobile application service. Cross means only one app supports any type of mobile device like Android phone, iPhone, etc. etc. For example, if you develop any app by using Android, it supports only Android mobiles. If you develop any app by using iPhone technology, it is not running with Android. That problem is there. But if you take React Native, Phone Gap, these technologies are available. So these technologies, if you develop single app, it runs under any type of mobile. So it benefits to the client. That is the main point of this. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Next, React supports Redux. Redux is very important. So, like shopping cart application, that point of view, data we are sharing from one page to another page. Like so, products page to billing page, or like that one page to another page. In that point of view, we are using state management objects like cookies, local storage, session storage, etc. Instead of that, you can use Redux. Redux is very powerful to transfer the data from one page to another page. We will discuss how to work with the Redux also. Next one here, simple coding. So that is the main advantage. What is that? Simple coding. So JavaScript coding is very huge. Even Angular also coding is very huge because it is framework. But React is library that is simple coding. So that's why here many programmers they are interested in this React just because of this simplicity. And moreover, till now in companies, many JavaScript developers are there. For them, what is the next upgrade? This is React only. Because you want to learn Angular, you should learn TypeScript separately. But React, you can use either JavaScript or TypeScript. That's why most of the JavaScript programmers they are looking for this React only for their next development. So due to that reason, in companies, many React teams are established. That's why the company if is taking new resource to add with the existing project, definitely they are looking for this React JS only. Is it clear? Yeah, that is the main advantage of this. So these are the main features. If you come to the Angular, Angular is not supporting JSX format, doesn't have virtual DOM. And next one here, Angular mobile application development is complicated. And next one, coding point of view, React is simple than Angular. Okay, like that, some more advantages we have in this React JS. That's why in industry, huge openings we have in this React JS. Okay. So what we discussed here, these points I will give you the programs. So not only these points, these are the basic points I discussed, like there few more advantages we have. So while programming, so you will get the clarity that point. Yes. Yeah. Now these are the features of React JS. Okay. Again, I will discuss in detail about these features along with the program. That later we'll discuss. Anyhow, I think you got the clarity in this. Okay. Any questions, any doubts you have? Yes, now come to this course. So this is React JS course. Here we are covering JavaScript, complete JavaScript and React JS along with, okay, small project. Okay, not complete project. Okay, core duration is 75 days, sorry, 65 days. In that 65 days, around 20 days we're spending with JavaScript and 45 days we're spending with this React JS. Okay. So every day 1 hour session, initial demos we are spending around 45 to 50 minutes like that. After that 1 hour session we have every day. Yes, yeah. And I will provide you the Google Drive access. There you can find the everyday class notes, recordings, and programs. So that Google Drive access you will get after the registration. Okay, you'll get the drive access. Okay, yes. So this is about the course. Okay, that pattern and everything. What we have now from your side. Any questions you can ask. You can unmute your mic, Ashish, Bhargav, Bhumika.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yes, training.
Sir, its class is only offline or online also, sir?
This is online.
Only online.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
You want offline?
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm in Amirpet. So I
Then
want.
morning 7 o'clock new batch will start
Okay, sir. When, sir?
within 1 week.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, that is offline batch. Yeah. Any more doubts? Fine. Then
No,
we
sir.
will, yeah, we will meet in the next class. Same link. So these are demo class. That's why the same link. After demos, you will get another link to your registered mail ID. Okay. Thank you. See you in the next class. You can drop now.